You deserve to thrive in every way. When you feel your best physically, mentally, and emotionally, you can tackle life's challenges and explore more opportunities. Don't let fatigue, GI discomfort, unpleasant mood swings, and excess weight slow you down. The key to feeling healthy, happy, and confident each day lies inside your mighty microbiome. Science has revealed a powerful link between beneficial microbes in your GI tract and improved health. Gut flora impacts your digestive system, metabolism, sleep quality, mood, and even your weight.
Yes.
Your gut is also where 70% of immune cells live and where 90% of your serotonin is created. Evidence suggests that beneficial microbes support the body's immune response. Gut bacteria can even send signals to the brain through what's known as the gut-brain axis. These communications play a key role in helping you experience an improved mood and reduced feelings of stress. Simply put, a healthy gut means a healthy you. It's all about striking the right balance. Food, lifestyle choices, and the environment can throw this balance off, but there's something that can help. Plexus Triplex is the supercharged boost your gut needs to reduce unwanted microbes and increase beneficial microbes for a balance that works in your favor. With this comprehensive system, you'll support your gut in 3 ways. Just like a garden, when you weed, seed, and feed your gut, better health blossoms from within. BioCleanse helps to weed the gut by reducing unwanted microbes and supporting your body's natural cleansing processes. ProBio 5 helps weed out unwanted intestinal yeast and seeds your gut with healthy probiotics. And Slim Microbiome Activating feeds these probiotics the prebiotics they need to thrive. Slim also helps support healthy glucose metabolism and offers targeted weight loss support with Slim Hunger Control. Shift the balance back in your favor and thrive. With scientifically backed ingredients and countless benefits, Triplex is the smartest choice you can make for your gut, your health, and to thrive. Health and happiness. It's a gut feeling.
So you think you in love with me, but I'm not the girl of your dreams, 'cause I've been rocking and dodging the beat of love. Baby, I'm not the one for you. I'm not letting you on 'cause you know my truth, but I know just what to do for you, 'cause when that Jones come down, hey, na 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 na, hey, ooh, na 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 na. When that Jones come down, hey, nothing you can do about it.
Good evening. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to my sister's circle. I gotta gather myself because Charlie in our ears, it's always something different, you know, and I mean, always right, but right before the come on light, it's always Charlie and a joke, okay? But good evening, guys. Welcome to my sister circle. We are so excited that you guys have joined us on this amazing hot Thursday, okay? We did miss you guys last week, but we are so excited to be back. We are refreshed. We had to take an emotional mental health. I combined everything together. It was an emotional mental health self-care day.
Yes.
We had to take that, the both of us. So, hey,
Hi.
As a matter of fact, I forgot to tell you, and so did Charlie.
See, everybody.
He actually needed, when I sent him the message, he sent me a message back and said, I actually needed this today.
See, yeah.
It was God. It was really, like, we really needed a day.
Yeah.
So, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are
You look beautiful.
So do you.
I mean, you look gorgeous.
Thank you.
We both struggled today, huh?
Oh my gosh.
We was on a struggle
It was a
struggle
bus. I told you, I walked into my closet a few minutes before. I was like, we'll take that, and we're going to mash it together and go.
It was a struggle bus for me. I have no summer clothes.
So that means it's time to go shopping.
Okay, well, let me go back. Let me rewind. I have no summer clothes that's appropriate for what we're doing here now. Charlie doesn't seem to believe that he doesn't think that that's true, but I really don't. So I couldn't come in the things that I had that I wore like last summer or on these past couple trips that I've been on, because it's just not appropriate.
Okay.
Am I still a Christian woman? Absolutely.
Look, don't ask me what's inappropriate, because I wear whatever moves me, whatever I feel. That's what I do.
Did you share it? Because me and
I just be like, if I like the way it looks, let me tell you something. It's coming home. I'm putting it on, and do what you will with that.
Yeah. So that's usually I mean, I just actually sent out a message. It's something really cute, super cute that I'm gonna buy it. Okay. I'm gonna buy it, but it's really, I love it so much. Turn me up a little bit so I can hear you, Charlie. It's super cute, right? And I sent it out and I said, hey, I now know why God won't allow me to be, this slim thick chick, right? You know why? Because if he does, he's gonna be tapping me all the time. Daughter, take that off.
Let me tell you something.
Daughter, take that off. So it's one or the other for me. It's gonna be prophetess, or it's gonna be it's gonna be slim thick, or it's gonna be prophetess. It's one or the other. There's no in between for me. It's either minister or I'm telling you, or slim thick, because that's all it is for me. I don't have it in between. God knew. That's it.
God knew, and I'm so glad he introduced me to bread and to carbohydrates, because had he had not, I would probably be in the frozen food section with like little to nothing on, because like when I see other women's bodies, I'm like, Lord, I just want to thank you right now.
Listen,
because I mean, like, I love clothes, I love fashion. I'm a little bit of, I guess, like, my mom calls me a hippie. I like, weird prints and loud, weird jewelry and that kind of thing. But some stuff, I don't know. I feel like I've gotten a little bit more conservative. I'm more conscientious of how my body is shaped, especially since weight loss. So now I'm like, ooh, I don't want to put that on because I get nervous.
And here I'll be like, I should try this. Let me try it. Oh, and now it's sheer? Oh, let me try it. That's me. Okay.
Put the sheer on.
That's me, the daredevil.
Me, I keep buying stuff that looks like a burlap sack, and I'm trying to like bring myself out of it, because I'm like, oh, that's a little too sexy. Let's bring it. We need to go shopping together.
Yeah, it's me. It's the balance.
Because you would be like, oh.
It's the balance. It's the balance. It's the balance. It's the balance. You look amazingly sexy today, though.
Thank you.
It's the balance, though. We have to balance it out. Just because we are,
But like the tight,
say it again.
What, Charlie? Church girl?
So just because we're church girls doesn't mean that we can't balance it out a little bit. We really can balance it out a little bit. It's honestly really just about the balance.
Yeah.
And it's honestly what you feel comfortable in, because I remember I got dressed for church one day, and I had on a skirt, and I threw on some fishnet stockings, and I came back home from church, and my husband said, honey, I'm okay with whatever else you wear to church, but them fishnets ain't it for church.
That was the thing when my grandmother was alive. She was like, absolutely not.
My husband said, you will not be enticing the Christian man like that in fishnet stockings. And I said, what?
Oh,
what?
I wish Charlie would have.
No, don't make him come on. Don't make him come on.
I wish I could repeat what he said, but I won't say it. But
So,
where's my seatbelt?
Hold on.
The church is a bunch of freaks.
He
Biggest
said
freaks you're
it.
gonna find on the planet.
He said it.
Less
I
than the ones in
didn't.
the club.
All right.
Oh,
So, guys, listen.
hi guys.
I mean, more than the ones in the club. That's right.
Because we will talk about ourselves, and not in we will continue down this path. But before we do that, and before we get off into our Sister of the Week and our topic and laughing with Charlie for an hour, we need you guys to continue doing what you're doing, and we need you guys to tag and share, tag people in, share it to groups, share it everywhere. I need you guys to pull all the women in, send it to a lot of the women groups. Please do not repeat, Charlie. Do not do what my mother just told you to do. Don't repeat.
Look at Mom. Hey, Mom.
Okay.
I love it.
So I need you guys to tag. I need to at least see everybody tagging up to 5 people each. Please tag them in. The women really need to be in on this conversation because our topic is so amazing today. What's our topic?
It is women in leadership and controlling the relationship.
Women in leadership and controlling the relationship. And I have such an amazing idea that we could do for the women in leadership to add to this topic. Now, the idea came actually last minute between a conversation between me and my mom, but it's going to be so dope if we do this.
Okay.
So I'm gonna talk to you about it after the show, but it's gonna be super dope
Can't
if we
wait.
do this. Okay. But so guys, women in leadership and controlling the relationship, guys, we have so many good things to talk about with this topic. And the thing that you guys have been wanting to talk about for weeks now, the woman proposing to a man, guys, we're going to actually talk about that. So I need you guys to make sure that you tag people in right now. So what we're going to do is while you guys tag the people in, we are going to go to our Sister of the Week.
Yes.
Okay. So, guys, just tag them in. And there we go, our Sister of the Week.
This is, I hope all you ladies are familiar with her. I think I am a little in love with her. I love her stance and how she protects herself. Her name is Naomi Osaka, and she is a 23-year-old world-ranking women's tennis player. Recently, last month, she came out and said that giving interviews makes her very nervous and that she suffers from anxiety. And I don't know if you all know, but May was Mental Health Awareness Month. So I really love that she's 23 years old, and even though she has mental health issues, we all do, but I love that she's in tuned enough with herself that she said, you know what, let me take some time away, take a break, and fix whatever it is that's bothering me. So I really love that about her. I think that's an awesome thing to be that young and to be that self-aware. I wasn't that self-aware at 23 years old.
Yeah.
And I think it'll set
Young,
it'll set a good tone and representation for other women her age, women our age and older, that say hey, I'm not feeling all that great mentally. I need to step away or take a break or, decompress and take care of myself. So I picked her as a Sister of the Week.
And that's okay, to be conscious of, your own mental state. And I think that she did an amazing job with even taking that stance and saying, hey, this is what I'm gonna do. I don't care about the money part of it. I don't care how you look at me. I need this for me. And I mean, that is incredible. I actually just had a conversation with my daughter, and I told my daughter how proud I was of her telling me something. Like, she came out of her room and said, this is how I feel today. And to me, at 14 years old, I told her, I said, I'm just so proud of you, because you could have just stayed in your room and not said anything. So that is important. So at 23 years old, for her taking that type of stand and saying, no, this is how I feel, and then actually, like you said, setting the tone, and now, because now we're conscious, we're more self-conscious of, let me check my mental health now.
Absolutely.
So now you're going to have people actually sitting, checking their mental status, because people do need breaks.
Yeah.
And whatever was going on with her internally, the world sometimes, whether we're in, she's a professional athlete, whether you're a celebrity singer, actress, things like that, whether you're a person in leadership in the church, it's not always accepted that I have an issue.
Yeah. Mental health is overlooked a lot, I think, in our religion, in a lot of religions. Don't get me wrong, I believe Jesus can and will fix anything, but God also expects us to use wisdom. And if you know and you feel that something is off in you, it is your responsibility to take care of yourself. God will help you, I think, and point you in the right direction. I go to therapy. I go to therapy every Thursday afternoon, and I've been going for some years now, and it's probably one of the most beneficial things that I've ever done for myself. And I think that everyone, whether you think you have a problem, whether you are or aren't dealing with an issue, I think therapy or counseling outside of the church, ding ding, is a very valuable tool, and you should absolutely explore it. It's phenomenal, and it will change your life.
I totally agree. So, that was something different, us picking a celebrity for Sister of the Week, but, I think it's important that we don't just choose people that we know. And so when O sent me the message and said, well, this is who I want to pick, it was totally, I was totally fine with it, because then I already knew that that's what she was going through, and I knew that that's why you chose her. Yeah. So when you sent the, why you chose her, I already knew. I know how big you are on mental health, so I knew why you chose her. But it's always, we're about sistership and sisterhood, no matter who they are. No matter how big you are as a celebrity or anything. So we're gonna just choose. So guys, I know that was a little different, us choosing someone of her caliber, but we're gonna. I'm with doing that all the time.
She's still our sister,
She's
even
still our
though we
sister.
don't know her.
I know.
Yeah.
We don't know. I don't know some of the people that you choose.
Right.
It's just it's just what it is. We sisters. So. All right, so we're going to take a quick commercial break, because we are going to get into this topic. And if you guys have any thoughts or questions on this topic, you can go ahead and start putting those in the chat, and we'll go ahead and read those as they come through. But we're going to go ahead and tackle some of these questions that we have for this amazing topic. So we're going to go ahead and go to commercial.
No matter who you are, no matter where you come from, there is a force that unites us all. Join the movement and let your lips do the talking with Ide Cosmetics, available on idecosmetics.com.
Hi everybody, we are back, and we are discussing women in leadership and controlling the relationship. So I was looking at the list while we were on commercial break, and I was like, I wonder what everybody is going to say about this. So I'm going to tell you what it is. I've been seeing it a lot online, and I know you have, sis. And every time I see it, no matter how beautiful the person tries to execute it, I cringe. Yeah. And I'm going to tell the viewers why I cringe. Women proposing to men.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Why do you cringe?
I cringe because the first thing that comes to mind, and this might make me sound so archaic and so, old school, my Bible, King James Version, you study Bible wherever you find it, tells me that when a man finds a wife, not when Keisha finds a husband and decides that he's the one and goes to Jared and buys him a wedding band and proposes in her dress. That's not what I was taught, not what I understand. I think men are natural hunters, okay? So when they know that they want to marry someone, I think we as women take the gift away of being like, oh, this man wants to marry me. You know what I'm saying? You take that opportunity away from him. And it's, as a woman, I feel like it affirms for you that he wants to make you his wife. I just won't be doing it.
So I totally agree. There would be no way. And I'm going to read this quick comment. Yeah. She said, I'll stay single first. I believe in old school ways. I totally agree. Yeah. Okay? For me as well, everything you said, I stand on the biblical aspect of, and I guess traditional, the traditional way of a man is the one who proposes. Yeah. And, although it doesn't say it specifically in the Bible that a man proposes to a woman, a man gets down on one knee and proposes to a woman. It doesn't say that anywhere in the Bible, okay? So don't think we're in here quoting scripture of that. It doesn't say that in the Bible, but because it does say a man who findeth a woman, a wife, and because of the leadership roles that men take in the Bible, it leads me to believe that a man being the head is it's him, as the proposal person, the proposer. Okay. And I'm not doing it. Now that's my belief system though.
No.
And so like I was talking to you about before we started, nowadays I think what's happened is because the roles have so much reversed so much that tradition is kind of being broken. And although tradition sometimes is a biblical way, I think the tradition is being broken and belief systems are changing.
Absolutely.
What you grew up knowing, because a lot of these people that are doing this, a lot of the women that are proposing to the man, they probably did grow up with the belief of a man is supposed to propose to a woman. But because the traditions are breaking, roles are being reversed, and that the whole mindset is changing. I think right now what's happening is the belief systems are kind of being it's like I'm separating myself from the belief system that I grew up on, my upbringing belief system. So a man, because honestly, I had the conversation with my husband, and I'm like, how would you feel if, if I proposed to you? And he was like, well, no, I actually didn't ask him like that. I said, how do you feel about it? And he said, I think it's risky. He said, because women naturally are emotional.
Yes. So
if you go into that and he says no, what happens then? And I said, well, because I'm like I interview everything. Okay. So now the question I had for him was, isn't it the same as if a man asks a woman? I said, it's both rejection. He said, it's women's rejection is totally different. See, he said, men grew up with knowing what rejection, men are rejected every single day of their lives, and they just adapt to rejection. But he said, women are naturally emotional, so once you do that and he says no, the relationship is probably over. Okay? And then she's feeling some type of way and probably get a little crazy, because if she been down on one knee, she probably
in her down on one knee in her little dress. But see, the thing about it is like a lot more women, and I've been like reading on this a lot, masculine and feminine energy. Now, where I think some of it is really foolish, I do agree that there are a lot more women operating in their masculine energy. And that is not like something you just pull out the sky. That's a very real thing. I don't think there's anything wrong with loving your partner and seeing that with him, and it's a discussion that you all have, but taking the lead to do something like that. It's just like, be a woman, be feminine. And there's nothing wrong with femininity. Femininity is sexy. That's why God made us. Be a woman, stay in your feminine energy, and allow your boyfriend, boo, wherever you want to categorize him as, allow him to function in his masculinity and to ask you to be his wife or his girlfriend, you know what I mean? Or whatever. Pursue you. Like, yuck with the whole pursuing. I don't even want to get started, but it's a big yuck for me.
And I think it's the other risky part to that is you as a woman, you doing that. Let's say you get down on one knee in front of a whole bunch of people, and you ask a man to marry you. If he's the kind of man that is going to,
it's gonna be. I'm telling you.
First of all, if he's
awful.
And I I don't want to offend any men that may be watching, but Sincere said a real man would be offended.
Absolutely.
I totally agree.
Absolutely.
And the reason that I agree is because that takes, like you said, that takes away from what they know, what they that's what they are built. That's their build. So you take away from what they know that they're supposed to do, or what they're like they internalize that they're supposed to do for a woman. They're supposed to provide. They're supposed to seek. So you take that away from them, and then that is risky, because now it becomes, is she in control?
Yeah.
Okay. Do she control the relationship from now on?
You flip all the roles when you do that. Even the whole like pursuing a guy, like I am all for like once a guy tells me like I'm interested, and if I'm interested too, I will equally match your energy. But me as a woman shooting my shot, it'll never happen. It will just I will be silent and single. I will never, ever, ever shoot my shot at anybody. I'm not pursuing you. That's not what I'm supposed to be. I'm not going to play hard to get, but I'm definitely not about to be like, hey, sliding in your DMs. How you doing, Ted? Are you out of your mind? It's just not happening.
Why got to be Ted? Yeah. Oh, okay.
It's not happening.
Got a message that says, got a comment that says, women should not stay years in a relationship waiting for their boyfriend to propose. Know when to walk away. I totally agree with that as well. But now we say, what's your definition of years?
I'm going to say this. A long engagement further
What's
lets
long?
me know.
What's long?
I'm going to tell anything for me, if we're not setting a date. Now, I know someone that just got engaged and they're getting married before summer is out. Okay? It's beautiful. Different strokes for different folks. But if you ask me to marry you 3, 4, 5, 6 years, we're definitely not getting married. You have no intentions of marrying me, because it can't be about money. It can't be about timing, because you did take the time to buy me a ring to ask me to marry you. I feel like within a year of getting engaged, somebody needs to be standing at somebody's altar, courthouse, drive to Ohio, Vegas, whatever. Anything for me, I can't talk about anybody else. After a year for me, it was so nice knowing you, brother.
Yep.
We're not extending it.
I agree. Because I think on that note, I think if a man asks you to marry him, or he didn't ask you to marry him, I think he's already made a decision of what he wants this to be. And, I just don't think that it's, but I do think that, you have to put your own number of what you're willing to, how long are you willing to stay before and I think maybe that should be a conversation that women should have with men. Well, this is how long, and that's not a control thing. This is how long I'm willing to wait. Yeah. And I don't think that it should, and even then that's kind of risky as well, because then that may give, it's just, I would say that I would not, see, me and my husband, I can't even comment, because me and my husband it wasn't a long time that we were.
But see, that's the thing though. Men know if they see longevity with you. Men know if they want to get married. There's not a man on this earth that is not married right now that cannot say, I looked at my wife and I knew within a few months that she was the one. And that is why it's imperative you have conversations. Does it put you kind of in a place of leadership as a woman? Kind of, but why are we not entitled to protect our time? You know what I mean? Or, you're entitled to protect your time. And I don't think there's anything wrong with, while you are dating a guy or engaging with him, you're like, hey, you know what I mean? I like you, you like me. We've been dating for a year now. There's nothing wrong as a woman with saying, what are your plans for me? What are your plans for us?
You absolutely
you know what I mean?
I think you should put a demand on it.
What's happening.
Here's the problem that I think happens is when what happens, now we can go back to the controlling in the relationship, where it may not be control to us. Y'all know I like to play the advocate. It may not be control to us as women, but now is this considered being controlling if we put a that type of demand, and maybe not a demand of, what do I want what do you want, where do you see us, this is what I want for my life. Now that honestly should be conversation before we even get to that point, but a lot of times it's not. So is it considered a borderline of control if you begin to put a demand and numbers or years, or hey, no, this is when I need to be married, this is when I, now do you say, all right, now this becomes a controlling issue, now you got this Jezebel spirit on you, what I mean, I'm asking because y'all know I like to advocate to see both sides of the table.
I think as a woman you should know your worth. For myself, I'm definitely not.
Charlie is cracking me up.
I'm definitely not getting ready to take the helm and be like, hey, we should get married, or what do you think about longevity? You're the man. If you like me the way that I think you do, and you see a future with me, you will speak up in a timely fashion, or it was so nice knowing you. Because just like you, as a man, as a woman, my time is valuable.
That's right.
And we have to teach people to value and honor our time. You can have a conversation and still remain feminine and still be delicate and still be a woman, but let somebody know that they need to keep the lines of communication open with you as to how far you guys are going to go with each other. It can't be like years and years and years of nothing. Okay, I don't even want months and months of nothing.
I have got to bust in, because I have got to bust in, and yes, I'm going to let people hear me. Look, as a woman, you have... no, don't do it in the first month or the second month or the third month and wanting to, are you going to marry me type of thing. But yes, you should put a demand on it, because otherwise, not to be funny, if you start to treat me like a spouse and you're cooking for me and you're treating me good and you're doing all this, what is my reason to go to that next step? What would be the reason for me to pursue you even further? You gave me everything I wanted, plus the safety of, okay, well, if this ends, it ends. You're not going to take everything I have in a courtroom.
That's right.
You have to put a demand on it. And in all seriousness, for the women that are listening, a man knows very quickly if this is going to go somewhere or not. Okay? Yeah. And for you woman, don't get so overly excited about the fact he's cute and he's handsome and he takes care of me and all that, and all he trying to do is bed you on your back instead of trying to marry you.
Well, all right.
Straight from a man's mouth.
Look, I'm just saying that when the Lord, first of all, the scripture says, I did see somebody put a comment where
Boaz,
Ruth and Boaz, okay? That's fine. There is special exceptions to every rule. God will do certain things and all that. But ultimately, the word says, he that finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from the Lord. It's not just about being cute. So I think if you're walking into a relationship, I mean, first of all, if you're dating for fun, then you're putting yourself in harm's way anyway. If you're going to be dating, date with the purpose of I'm trying to find my forever person, my mate, whatever the case may be. And listen, ladies, I love all y'all, but quit giving the man everything before you get to marry him. Don't be cooking for him and he's staying over at your house all the time and you going over to his house and doing laundry and everything else. The devil is a lie. Let that man take care of his own stanky behind until you become his wife.
Okay, Charlie, turn your mic off. Turn your mic off, Charlie.
You can cash app Charlie an offering.
Cash app Charlie an offering right now.
You know what,
and turn it off. Turn your mic off, Charlie.
But you know, though, that's straight facts.
I totally
because
agree.
There are too many. I think we all have. We
all
have
made the
mistake.
For sure.
But when you know better, you do better, and you have to set boundaries and guidelines. That's why you have to tell a person that is engaging with you, I'm dating for marriage. I'm not here for a situationship or a sneaky link and all this other weird stuff. I am here courting you, talking to you. I accepted your date because I'm dating with a purpose.
Now
if
listen.
They don't want that, excuse yourself.
Now listen.
Yeah,
it is some women. So let's not. It is some women that are not looking to be married at the moment, and the man is dating to be married. Okay, and if that's the case, then that woman should just let him go.
Yeah.
Yeah, tell the truth. That's all it is. Okay, all right, guys. All right, because we can get caught up. Okay, let's stay on topic. So I'm gonna read a few comments, and we're gonna go through a few comments.
There's one that I saw that really did it for me.
All right, let's find them.
Pamela Greer.
All right.
She said, now this, when I saw this, it was like,
I was not even dating my husband.
Listen, I was not even dating my husband at the time. He told my cousin that he was going to marry me. And here we are 33 years later, still happily married. Okay,
years.
now I know.
That's
listen,
amazing.
now I know them personally.
33 years.
When I tell you the way that he look, all I'm gonna say is the way, and I've witnessed it. I've never, like, I know a lot of older couples, and I mean that respectfully, Auntie Girl, you know that. The way that he loves her, it's immaculate. Like the way they love each other. He knew.
And 30, and like she said, 33 years later. Okay.
That's serious business.
33 years later. 2 children 33 years later together.
And happy. And they travel and they have a beautiful life. See, that's where I get confused. Why would you not want, all right.
So since we're sticking on, let's stick with the controlling of the relationship part for women. So I do have something that I didn't put on the, oh no, I did put it on here. I did. Why do women control the parent relationship?
The parent relationship.
Meaning, we have children together, and the woman wants to control the father's relationship with the child. Why we still there?
I think that's how we've been taught.
I totally agree.
And that it's something like old school, like my grandmother and my grandfather. My grandmother handled everything with her 9 children, and my grandfather just worked.
Now, boom, let's stop right there. Stop. Let's stop. Now, okay. Now, what you just say, your grandmother handled everything. So this is the part that, not me, but this is the part where young people, our younger adults, get so confused because on one hand we say the woman handles everything, and then on the other hand we say men are the head. Well, I don't understand, and this is the conversations that I promise you I have with young adults. Like, okay, y'all say the woman leads in this way. Or the woman takes care of everything here. The woman takes care of the children. The woman makes sure the bills are taken care of because the man provides the money. But then you say, oh no, I'm supposed to submit to this man because he's the head of the household. He's the one it's him. So they're so confused, and that's why I said, and this isn't, I agree with everybody's comments that you guys are making, but this is why I'm saying I think now this is why roles are being reversed, and this is why our younger adults are so confused on what are they supposed to do. They don't know what to do because the belief system is now it's so different because now they're asking questions that, because this is tradition, this is upbringing from us, as now we're 30 something years old, 40s in our 40s. I'm not. And that's not my age, not at all. But I'm just saying, we're just putting the numbers out there.
There is a bracket of traditional things that I still believe in, and then there is a chapter of things that I have conflicting ideas with. I have no problem with submission if the person is worthy and knows how to be a leader, and you're not leading me over a bridge. I have no problem knowing my job as a spouse and as a wife and submission, but I also believe that there is more to you being the head than going to work and paying the bills.
It sure is.
You need to be an active, present, not just physically present, mentally and emotionally present with our children and with myself and interacting. It can't be just enough that you go to work, because if I can't just take care of the kids and I neglect you, and I got to do a job when I go to the bedroom and all that other stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have to learn how to kind of swap our roles sometimes and integrate them into what we do on a daily together.
So do it become where you said the part about it can't, it can't just be him taking care of home, and it has to be you mentally there, what else did you say?
Mentally and
physically present. Now, in that situation, is it on your terms? And not to mean you as in you, but because I think where the part that I see so much is the control and the parenting of the father and the mother. I think it becomes a lot of times where she wants to control it. It has to be, and when I say control, it's on her terms, how she wants it. When she wants you to see the children, how she wants you to see the children, you have to run the ship like she runs the ship. And let's say they're not in the same home. Let's say this is a situation where they're not together anymore. Now you have to run the father. Now she wants the father to run it like she runs it in her household. She wants everything to go in the alignment that she sets in her home. She wants that alignment in his home as well. Now, does that now become, I'm controlling?
That is absolutely controlling, and I have that experience. When I'm divorced, when my boys leave on Thursday and go to their dad's house, are there things, I mean, like, there's not really a lot of things that he does that I don't agree with. I mean, I'm not a really big fan of video games, but whatever, they're boys. But what you do on your time with your children in your home is your business, and you'll be held accountable for how you're rearing them in the sight of God. All I can do is control what happens underneath Orion's roof. I cannot tell these kids' father, you shouldn't tell, first off, you shouldn't have to tell any man how to rear their children. It's either in you or it's not. You either want to know what it is to be a present father and you want to teach them and groom them and mold them to be men or young ladies, or you don't. You can't control something that's not underneath your roof.
So what if it's a woman that is now controlling when you get to see your children?
That's hateful.
What type of things that this child, you want your child that, or you say that the child can have or can't have. You know, why do we have so much of that? And you know, that we use the terminology, it's baby mama drama.
It is.
At this point. So why is it that type of control? Is this a upbringing? Is this something that has been, you know, you seen your grandmother do, your mother do, your aunts do,
saw
things like that?
A grandmother or a mom do something like that. And the thing that you've got to remember is that you're not hurting him, you're hurting yourself by behaving that way. You can't control people. You have to let people do what they're going to do. You do your part, they do theirs, and even if they slack in their area, you continue to do yours. But it's not your job to control. You know what I mean? Yeah. You can't do that.
And I think what a woman tends to forget is that when you begin to control that relationship with a child and a father, children and a father, you know, I think you forget that in ahead of time, in the long run, you're going to damage your child.
Absolutely.
Okay. And I think women, it's a bitter place that you're in, and you don't realize that this is what you're doing to your child.
Absolutely.
You're damaging your child, because now your children are going to begin to ask questions. You're not going to have answers because you were bitter at that time. And if you're still bitter, then that's definitely a problem. Yeah. But you won't have answers, you know, when if you're talking about now your child is 19 years old and they have questions of, well, why was this going on? Why couldn't I see my dad this, you know, this amount of days, or you know, now you have these questions that you can't answer because at that time you were bitter. And see, I think that women, they really forget that place. Yeah. And so there was a time where I remember not letting my children see their dad. Nicholas and Nigel see their dad, and it was because it wasn't it was a twofold for me. It was a bitter place that I was in at the time, and it wasn't a bitter place of we weren't together. It was a bitter place of the lifestyle he was living that I was just so upset about. Like, why won't you change and sacrifice for them? You know, so I was in that space, and also it was the time that he was spending with them wasn't enough. Yeah. But honestly, this is what I had to come to terms with. Okay. His upbringing, and I know people are gonna not agree and say, well, that's no excuse, blah blah blah. But guys, you don't understand when somebody have a different upbringing. When you're brought up to, you don't know how to spend quality time. You don't know that your time with your children is more valuable than you buying them a pair of Jordans. When you don't know those things and you are just trying to be the best type of parent that that you can be, that's all you know. Yeah. But guess what? My children loved that little bit that I thought was a little bit, but it was so much to them. It was enough for them. Now, whether or not I think it was fair or not that he would spend 20 minutes with him here, or 2 days here, and I'm spending 365 days with him, or 363 days with him, and you spending 2 days with him, whether or not I thought that was craziness, it was still enough for them. And so keeping them away was hurting them. They would come to me and I just want to see my dad. And they were little kids too. So it's I just want to go see my daddy. I just want to go see my daddy. And I would say no. Now I'm the bad person because I'm saying no. Because that day, that hour, whatever he was willing, whatever he had to give, that $20, that $100, whatever he had, that's all that at the time he was capable of doing, and it was enough to make them smile.
Yeah.
So I think that we have to set aside our adult issues.
Absolutely.
And I think that's where you miss it at, because you don't like to set aside your adult issues, and then you become controlling because you're bitter.
You have to learn when a relationship goes awry, you know what I mean, you guys go your separate ways, you have to learn to compartmentalize your issues. Your issues with your ex-spouse or your ex-children, your baby's daddy or whatever you call him, are just that. Those are your issues.
It's your issues.
It has absolutely nothing to do with your children, and your objective when parenting should be to together to co-parent and to raise whole, mentally healthy, mentally stable, emotionally sound children, because they're not going to be kids forever. They're going to grow up. And I think for myself, the last thing I ever want to do with my kids, you know what I mean, is do something to them because I feel a way about their dad, which I don't. I'm we're cool, you know what I mean? But I'm I never want them to come back to me as adults and be like, Mom, you did X, Y, and Z, and now I feel this. Let me tell you something. You will not be going to therapy.
Seriously.
Because of something Mama did.
I'm serious
You
about
can
that.
tell your therapist, I loved you, I smothered you, I put love notes in your lunch and cut, the crust off your sandwiches. But crippling you emotionally because I had unhealed trauma and unhealed issues, you won't do that.
Yeah,
not with
right.
Orion. No.
And I think women that honestly, I think when you control that part of your child's life, because this is not about you, and you control that part of your child's life, I think that it becomes something that now you're instilling into them.
Absolutely.
And it becomes, like somebody said, a learned behavior. Now this is not becoming just a learned behavior. Now this is something that you could possibly be messing them up with generations and generations to come. So now that because it's women out here that, like I said, that their grandmother was like that their mother was like that their auntie was like that, and everybody a baby mama, and everybody got baby mama drama, and they didn't have baby mama drama, and it ain't been no daddy around and things like that, because you kept the dad, you kept the you made a line and said this is what you can and can't do. So I just don't understand that controlling part of what you, and I honestly, during that time where I had that issue, it was my dad and Tasha that was like, hey, well, just let them see him that one day. My dad was like, what are you talking about? Okay,
let them have their day.
Like, if he just gonna come get them, if he ain't seen them all month and he want to come sit over here outside with them, hey, let him come do it, because guess what? Nicholas is having a good time.
Yeah.
And I had to be checked on it, but it was something, honestly, this is all honesty, that was something God had to heal me from, because like you said, it was my own issues that I had with him. And it wasn't because we weren't together. It was solely on, I didn't like something about him, and I wanted to control what I didn't like about him, and I wanted to hurt him by saying, well, I don't like this about you. I don't like how your lifestyle is. I don't like that you make time for them, that you don't sacrifice like I sacrifice. Well, how am I gonna be mad about that? Because guess what? Both of my parents was in my life.
Yeah. And the sad part is that some of us even have mothers and aunts who
root that on,
who further support our bad behavior, because that's exactly what it is.
That's crazy.
Just because your mom or your grandmother or your aunt had a tumultuous relationship with her husband and she did that to you does not mean that you got to carry out the same behavior that your mother taught you. You can break that cycle. You can. You know what I mean? Let your kids see their dad. Especially if they're little boys. Mamas, I'm a mama, 3 boys. There are things that I'm realizing that I absolutely unequivocally cannot teach 3 boys. I don't wanna put myself in hear it from your daddy.
That's
you
right.
know what I mean? Hear it from your dad, have that man talk. Men need to be with their sons and vice versa, and girls need their dad. They need to see what that example is.
That is right.
Let your kids go and see their fathers.
All right, so we are going to listen. We can stay on one question for forever. It is deep. It really is, and I hate it. And I honestly wish that people would just go get the help that they need, because you do really mess your child up. Not even knowing that you're doing so. You thinking that because you are this hurt person, or you don't like something, and that is just, that part alone is just so controlling. And I just remember when my dad said that to me, and Tasha said, I remember it being just like a light bulb came on, like, how you gonna try to control this man's life?
Can't.
And it's one thing to want to protect your child from harm's way, but it's a way to do it.
Absolutely.
It's a way to do it, and mine wasn't that wasn't the case in my situation. It was just like
And even if you do have an issue, there's a way to be mature about it, even if the person is like, you can't level with them. I think the calmer you remain and the more you stay centered when you're talking to that person, I can't hear you if I'm yelling.
That's right.
You know what I mean? People will have to adjust their behaviors to how you represent yourself. Remain calm. You know what I'm saying? Present your case, say what it is, and try to be level-headed about it. But controlling, never.
All right, so we will go to, what time is it?
What's the time, Joe?
All right, so we're going to do one more question. Which one you want to do? Let me read Donna's question. I had pinned it. What things do you, I think this is for you. What things do you recommend for those who need a mental break that they may be able to do around the home if they have no one to help them?
Oh, I love this question, and I'm an expert at that.
I know you are. That's why I said this is for you. Anything that says mental health, guys, this is just inbox O.
I would suggest if you have kids or married, or I think that it is important to steal some time away by yourself. You need to take a moment to decompress by yourself. I like to pray and I meditate every day. I find at least 10 minutes, even if it's a crazy day, just to center myself. And also another thing that's really great for you is to journal how you feel. Write out how you're feeling, and then go back later as a point of reference to see how you worked through those problems. So sometimes we're not all capable or have access to a therapist or a counselor, but you can be your own, and God can help you with it too. So write, journal, pray, meditate, and set time aside. Like if you got kids, okay guys, you eat your dinner, I'm gonna go in my room for 15 minutes, nobody bother me. And be serious about setting that standard.
What if you have younger children, though, that you can't say that?
I used to do it when the twins were little, and I didn't know that that's what I was doing with myself. I used to put them in their little jumps and turn on Yo Gabba Gabba, and I'd be like, you guys are cool? 5 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you can even do it with younger children. Okay, cool. So what's our next question? Yes, Dominique, actually go back and watch this, because we were talking about something that you and I had a conversation about recently. So I wanted to tell her that about it.
Okay. So how women have evolved in leadership roles.
I love that. I love that. I was sitting at my desk like,
I feel like this is perfect for you.
Women have definitely, I just look at the women and the leadership roles that women have just, we are just like bursting through the roof right now. Women are just killing the game right now. And if you go back and think about how, we do have biblical days where women were, in leadership, but then we had kind of like a shift change of where we were just put in this box.
Yeah.
You know, but we have a Madam Vice President. You know, we are just evolving in so many ways. Like the businesses that we are,
Yes.
you know, just the ownership that we have right now, and how we are just like, it's not just celebrities, singers and actress and things like that are on top right now. We have people that are owning like real, like the Pose experience, you know, things that are really popping right now. We got so many women that are in leadership of their own, far as their own ministry, their own churches, and their, you know, I think the way that we have evolved is blowing men's mind.
It is.
You know, to the point where men are just, you know, clapping for us, applauding for us, and building us up, because that didn't used to be. You know, that wasn't something that men did, because men, not all men, but were so afraid of the woman stepping into that leadership role.
Yeah.
Because think about it, women weren't, how many women preachers?
Oh God.
Exactly. Some churches wouldn't even allow
I remember those
women
days.
to preach at their church. Like some, it's still happening today, of course, but you know, it's so, things have changed so
Tremendously.
things have changed so drastically. But see, not all of them, because you know, we got Dr. Dorinda that preaches all the time, and that's you know, they're Kojic. So you know, sorry, I don't know if you whispered that or not in my ear, but
I heard it too.
you know, so I think the evolving of the leadership roles that we have taken, we are just rocking it out right now.
Yeah.
And it's not just black women, it's not
All
just
women.
white women, it's Asian women, it's Chaldean women, it's Arabic women, it's so many women. We are for sure just rocking it out right now. So the how we have evolved is just totally different from, I see so many different things. And I'm so happy to even be a part of it, to be a part of, you know, this 2021, where I see women, they're the owner. It's not them and their husband. It's they're
them.
the owner.
Yeah.
You know, their husband has a different business, but it's them that are owning that. And so I applaud all the women. I'm so happy.
I think women are just realizing like their worth and tapping into their own greatness,
sure.
whether they have a partner, don't have a partner, and really just wanting to like go out there and soar, which I love.
For sure.
So that's why it's so important to support your fellow sister.
I agree.
Yeah.
And even with that, the part, you know, even with seeing the young girls, you know, just how the young girls are, you used to see, I mean, my nephew was like, you see all the girls that are starting businesses and not that many young men. And that's because it's like we are just
grabbing it and going.
I'm telling you,
There's
bursting
a girl
out.
in the city, I think, is it here?
That owns the
18 years old.
18.
I was like,
Whole
wow.
building. I mean,
Honey, I love it. I love
18 years old.
And sis,
Listen, I'm telling you.
guys, do you know that Dewana owns multiple businesses? Do you know that?
It blows me away.
This is CEO in charge running the show.
It blows me away.
Tell the people.
It blows me away, guys. They know.
They need to know.
Please
tell them.
Tell them.
Give us a run. Come on, give it to us. Give us a rundown of what's happening.
I'll say this. I'm gonna say
Run
this.
it down.
I'm gonna say this. I'm truly grateful and I've said this before, and I'm not gonna tear up this time, but I've said this before. I am truly grateful that God saw fit to put me in positions that I didn't feel like I was qualified for. I am truly grateful that I went from one, like, I was through the roof when I had one business card that said Pure Joy Photography. Yeah. Or let's take a step back. When I had one business card that said Emotionally Empowered Radio, I was like, oh my gosh. Okay, so I was through the roof then. But to have Pure Joy Photography, This Is Us Teen Magazine, Young Execs Networking Group, Dewana's Fedora Collection, Coach D, another project that I'm working on. It's just, it's different. It's a different feeling. to wake up every day to sit at my desk and I don't punch into anybody's clock. I'm working on everything that says Dewana is the owner. So it is definitely an amazing feeling. And
you're still a mother, you're still a wife, and you still know your positioning within your household. So it is. It's possible and it's capable.
It is. And I mean, my husband is the most supportive. The most supportive. I mean, I've seen other supportive men, but to be in a marriage with a man that still goes to work every day and allow you to continue to evolve, okay, while he works and goes and he works overtime and things like that. He stood in the kitchen the other day, and I'm not sure if this is like something I probably shouldn't say, keep between us, but he stood. This is how amazing he is. He stood in the kitchen the other day and he said, "Why do you think I work so much?" He said, because I know that what you got going on, everything that you've put your hands on and that you doing, he said, it's going to be successful. He said, so everything that you're doing is going to be successful. He said, and so he said, and I don't want you to worry about anything. I'm going to keep working like this so that you can continue to keep going.
See,
it was mind blowing because it was like, I wasn't expecting that conversation.
Yeah.
So it was.
Right, look at me sitting here like, okay,
he's super dope. He's super supportive. I'm really honored that he is my husband. You know, you go through so much with your mates. You know, you go through so many. You know, it's the grit. You go through so much, but then that grit that y'all just keep, that strength in the relationship that y'all keep.
Look what your mommy said though. You are so humble. It is amazing.
Mom. Listen, I'm so grateful. That's why, you know, I'm so grateful. But James is just super dope, and I honestly, when everything is as successful as I know it's going to be, and he knows it's going to be, you know how men want to give you the world, I want to give it to him because it's just he's so dope.
Right.
Listen, whatever he wants, whatever car he asks for, whatever he wants, he can have. You know, it's one of those like that's my dude. Yeah. That's he's super dope.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So
beautiful.
He's super dope, y'all. He's super dope. Y'all gotta. If you don't have a James, okay,
gotta get yourself one.
You got to get you a James, okay. Some close to it.
Right.
All right. Some close to it. All right. So this was a great show.
Very good.
So these other questions about women in leadership, we are definitely going to we could talk about some. I'm in tears.
Aww.
We are definitely going to save these for the idea that I told you that I have.
Okay.
Because these are going to be perfect questions. Fantastic. Guys, listen, we are getting ready to take this show up a notch. Let me tell you something. We're going to get ready to take this show up a notch. Things are getting ready to shift, and I'm speaking it into existence. Our network producer has already given some ideas that we are going to start doing, but I'm getting ready to speak some stuff right now that is going to take us up to a next level. Listen, I promise you, something that came over me. I was talking on the phone with my mom, and it was just like I felt this wind. Okay, I felt this wind, and it was like, take it up a notch. Take it up a notch. All right, so we are going to get ready to do some different things that I haven't quite shared with yet, but I'm getting ready to share with her right after this show. I haven't shared it with Charlie yet, but just guys, I want you to get ready. You guys know how you are faithful people that tune in. I want you to get ready for being able to come sit in a live audience, because this thing got to go different. Okay, this got to go from podcast to talk show to live talk show. This thing got to be different, and we're not gonna stop until we get it there. So I want you guys to get ready, because, and what O say earlier, strap your seatbelt up.
Yeah.
strap your seatbelt up, because this thing is getting ready to be different, and it's some things that Charlie got cooked up, and it's some things that God is cooking up with My Sister Circle, and even some traveling that's getting ready to come with My Sister Circle, to go travel places to do My Sister Circle, where our producer will be our producer. He will be coming with us to travel with us. Things are getting ready to shift, and I'm not just being funny. I'm not just speaking to just speak. I promise you, y'all know I don't just speak to speak prophetically ever, okay? But I'm telling you what I've been feeling. I'm telling you what God has been showing me, and I want y'all to just come on this journey with us. Everybody that's our faithful people,
Yes.
get ready to come on this journey with us, because it's about to be a totally different thing. I mean, totally different. So I just want you guys to be prepared, okay, for this wind that's getting ready to blow right on through here. Just be prepared for it. And some other things that we're going to have coming that we doing individually. All right?
Yeah.
That we doing individually. God is moving. So, all right. So with that being said, my mom says she's packed already. She's probably
come
real
on, Mom.
serious. All right. That's good. Listen, and let me tell you how I'm about to push it, though, how bold I'm about to be and speak this next part. We gonna be able to put our producer wherever he want to stay, him and his family. We gonna be able, they're gonna be able to stay anywhere. We gonna be able to have those type of funds where our guests can be paid for wherever they want to stay.
In Jesus' name.
In Jesus' name. So what we gonna do is we gonna get ready to close out. This time we gonna for sure close out with prayer, because we've been missing it, but God has been on me about that. All right, so we'll close out with prayer, and as we go out, Charlie, just put the sponsorship stuff up on the screen. We won't even talk about it right now.
Bye.
All right, you gonna pray?
Sure.
All right.
Gracious Heavenly Father, we thank you for this time here with My Sister Circle and all of our viewers. Oh God, we ask, oh God, that anything that was shared here, ideas, knowledge, feelings, emotion, oh God, that you will impart it into us, that you would let us take it with us in the weeks to come, in the days to come, oh God. Help us to know our place, to be good leaders, to be good helpmates, to be good sisters, to be good friends, oh God. And we thank you for this time. In your name, Jesus, cover us all by your blood. God. In your name, Lord, we pray. Amen.
All right, guys, remember there's no competition in sisterhood, and always be willing to fix your sister's crown. See you guys next week.
Bye.
I'm loving this